Tell me what all of these phrases have in common. We have to stop the spread of COVID-19. We have to defend national security, or it's oftentimes said this is a national security issue. Democracy dies in darkness. January 6th was an attack on our democracy. This particular policy is good for America or it's bad for America. All of those phrases I just said to all of you have been and are used by powerful people, or even not so powerful people, whose main goal is to manipulate you into supporting a political project not on the basis of reason and sound thinking, but on the basis of emotional manipulation that they manage to invoke in your mind by using such phrases. It's always fascinated me, looking at the American political landscape, looking at how our government is run, that our government isn't really even run by people. So for people to actually run the government, they have to be stewards of sound thinking and using the fullest capacities of their mind to address issues that actually matter to the nation. And yet many of our politicians and our politics and the institutions in America that direct our politics forward, or in the perspective of some people, including myself, backwards, their minds are dominated not by considerations of principles, not by the use of reason, and most certainly not by scrutiny towards certain interests. Their minds are dominated almost wholly and solely by euphemisms, by doublespeak, by words or phrases that are uttered, which mean something entirely different than what they're actually supposed to mean, and due to their abstract nature, can be manipulated and attuned to a particular frequency that will serve a particular political end. Euphemisms dominate American political thinking, and this single fact has been the greatest threat to the Republic in the past 100 and plus years. It was the euphemism of so-called helping the poor and being a socially just society that got us welfarism, the welfare state, which has suffocated the life out of the nuclear family. And not only that, has created a culture where dependency is not a second best or a third best option. It is the first option the moment when someone comes into hardship, as opposed to thinking out a situation and finding out the best way with your own abilities to get out of that situation or asking for help from your neighbor. The welfarism has destroyed neighborhoods, it's destroyed community, the spirit of community and physical communities, it's destroyed the family, and it was birthed into the American system by euphemism, helping the poor. Some of the biggest rights violations known to America so far in its entire history have been birthed by the idea that the government's duty is to protect national security and has given national security this godlike ability to override every single principle of common sense, constitutional principle, and moral limitations the government is supposed to be bound by. It was the philosopher Hannah Arendt who so dutifully noted that national security became the raison d'etre of the government in the 50s, which simply means it became the single word, this magical phrase that overrode every single other consideration that an American politician might have. It was the deification of a democracy that doesn't even exist, because America is a republic, not a democracy, different video, different day, that allowed hundreds of people, even thousands at this point, to be slandered in the media, indicted in the court of public opinion, and in the cases of some of those people, sent into gulags simply for being in the proximity of the Capitol on January 6th, that fateful day that America was almost brought to its knees, where the police are literally opening the door and letting people just come in. That fateful day, oh my gosh. It was a euphemism that evoked this kind of morbid psychosis in the minds of so many Americans who don't actually look at this stuff, that made them believe what the national security state, what the Democratic Party, what leftists, what people who don't like America, or people who are deliberately there to misinform you, wanted them to believe, and it worked. It's euphemisms. There are two groups in America, roughly, that benefit from euphemisms. One group are the group concerned with power relationships, maintaining their power over particular areas of government, whether it be lobbying groups, whether it be institutions of the government itself, the administrative state it's so-called. They want to obviously maintain this because it's a very useful way to propagandize the masses and provoke manufacturing consent. The other group, which I'm more interested in, because you already know about that other group, but the real group of people that are really affected by this, and who think they benefit but they don't, are the naive masses that cling to thoughts produced by these phrases. The naive masses who may have grown up seeing the red, white, and blue, reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, and believing that America was always, in 100% of the cases, the good guy. America has a fundamentally morally good character that very few other nations can approach. But our government has been the biggest force opposing America. And the founders knew it would not be an external enemy that conquered the spirit of America. It would be an internal enemy that is produced by the unchecked norms of power that take a hold of our classically Republican system and gear them towards tyrannical ends. And one of the ways to do this is by enslaving your mind to mediocre thinking, to abstract thinking about political issues that divorces itself from reality at every single turn. The naive masses, who on the other end may actually hate America and believe America can only do wrong, which then leaves them susceptible to foreign propaganda and propaganda from domestic anti-Americans that may arise that will then revolutionize them to go against America. What do you think BLM was? What do you think Antifa is? What do you think Nicole Hannah-Jones and her crackpot theories around American history were? They were attempts by both foreign and domestic propagandists who hate America, who hate the idea of America, to propagandize those who are ignorant, misinformed, and may already have a disposition to hate America, into taking that hatred and using it to effect social change and to change the landscape of our civilization. So on one side, you got the people who love America, who are just naive in how they conceive America, which is innocent enough, but can still lead to be dangerous things. Then on the other side, you have people who hate America and cling on to whatever idea they'll get that'll fill their hatred. Euphemisms kill. Doublespeak kills. Euphemisms manipulate. Doublespeak manipulates, and it detaches Americans from truly understanding their role in society. It detaches Americans from truly understanding the Constitution, and most importantly, it makes our political system an imitation of what it's supposed to be, and the substance thereof being so rotten and corrupt that it leads to so many abuses that Americans endure on a daily basis. My friends, don't let euphemisms, doublespeak, or your own perceptions hold you back from the truth. Don't let them color your political thinking. Rather, use your thinking, use your reason, use a good study of history, a good study of philosophy, to break through these barriers placed to you by political interests, some whom you may not support, some who you do support, some who may be indirect and may have affected you your entire lifetime, some who have not, who wish to bend your mind to a particular mode of thinking that is not the best, that will enslave you to mediocrity, and that will leave you in the dark when it comes to truly understanding what's going on in our society. Reject euphemisms, reject doublespeak, and most importantly, demand more from your society. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. My friends, if you want to donate to me, it's all in the comment section down below. Study history, my friends, study philosophy, and most importantly, you better stay pensive. Bye, everyone.